aka Tiger Mom. How many of us have heard, parents, get involved with your child's education? How many? We get involved with your child's education, and what happens? We get called domestic terrorists. What? How does that make sense? And why is that? We got people like Terry McAuliffe telling us, parents, you have no role in your children's education. No role at all, which is thankfully one of the reasons why Governor Youngkin won. And we are so, so grateful for that. But I tell you, I think that we get attacked as parents because we are powerful. We, the parents, we have so much more power than we have realized. Our school boards are infected right now with liberalism, wokeism, Marxism. It is infecting the hearts and minds of our children. They are teaching them everything in school except for reading, writing, and arithmetic. They're calling math racist. Our kids are just being sacrificed at the altar of the cult of wokeism, and we have got to take it back. All of our school boards, we got to take it back. Now, you guys might have seen a viral video recently. It had 30 million views. It was on Fox and Friends. It's on all over the place. But it was me when I went to our school board, and we have a liberal school board, 5-2, and we're in Montgomery County, and they just love liberalism there. But I went there, and they don't like the parents. They don't like the parents one bit. So we have had them go against Governor Youngkin's orders when he made an executive order number 2 that went into effect on January the 24th that gave parents the choice whether to put a mask on our children or not. Thank you to Delegate Marie March, by the way, for SB 739 and the work that you've done for that.
Woo!
So I went down there to that school board, and I was so happy, and I was like, hey, we got this bill, we're getting ready to have it signed, it's going to go into law, so I expect these mask mandates to come right off. What'd they do? They wanted to keep them on. So our school board members voted to keep our children muzzled, and after the harm that's done to our kids for 2 years, they wanted to keep it in place even longer. I mean, why is that? So I went down there, and I had been sent a couple pictures right before the meeting of our chairwoman of the board. She was on Facebook, put public pictures on her Facebook account with no mask on in a crowd of people.
Not her family.
So I just brought the pictures up and said, hey, here you are in a crowd of people. She got so upset, she stormed out of the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I just made that liberal leave right out of the meeting, and I was like,
Yeah.
she cut my mic off, and I have a loud voice, so I was able to project it out. She cut my mic off, and she didn't like to be called on her hypocrisy. She even sicked the police on me. Now that police officer must have thought that he worked for the school board, but Sheriff Vaughn, you could train him. I think you need to come and train our police officer, Sheriff Vaughn. So, and that didn't work either. I stood right there, I stood my ground, and I did not move. I did not let them shut me down. Because parents, they work for us. Those school board members, they work for us. We the parents, there's a hierarchy. We the people, and then our public servants. And they need to remember that. So we, the parents, have got to call them every single time. We've got to call them out, and we've got to take our school boards back. That is what we must do. Now, there's some interesting headlines that happened from that viral video, and a few of them said, Alecia Vaught storms the internet. Mama Bear causes the school board chair to storm out. And that word storm is kind of interesting because a couple months ago, before all this happened, one of my best friends, she gave me this bracelet, and it says, I am the storm. Coincidence? I think not. But it's not me. I'm not the storm. We, the parents, we are the storm. We, the parents, are the storm. We've got to take it all back. You know, the devil is whispering in our ears, telling us, parents, you cannot withstand the storm. They are taking our kids, plucking them out one by one, confusing them, teaching them everything about these other. We have got to whisper right back to that devil's ear, actually shout, we are the storm. because we're not going to let them sacrifice our children anymore. There's a war on our kids, and we've got to stand up and do something about it. So how can we help? How can we do something about it? Again, my name is Alecia Vaught, and I'm the president and founder of the Second Monday Constitution Group. You might have some literature on your table. You can look up and join us on Facebook. There are plenty of ways to help. We can actually, and like I told the school board, we are having our next meeting on March the 14th. We meet at the second Monday of every month in Christiansburg, which is a little ways away. And this month, we're going to have 2 free trainings put on by the American majority. And one of them is called How to Run for Office and Win. And the second one is called Get to the Heart, How to Get Your Messaging Out. So those are 2 free trainings. We're going to train candidates to run for these local school board positions. We're getting these liberals off of our school board. And we're training. Also, you guys can start your own groups. Meet in person. It's so important to meet in person and get away from big tech's prying eyes. We all know the big tech is shutting us down because of this attention that I got recently. I lost my Facebook account. Well, I lost my husband's Facebook account because mine was already banned. So thankfully he went and started another one before I lost his, and now I'm on his second one. I'm like whack-a-mole, I keep popping up. Everybody keep me out. So that's how we bring it back. We save our kids. This is a war on our children, and we are not going to take it anymore. We are not just going to let these school boards have their way with our kids. It's easy to take your kids out, homeschool them, send them to a private school, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let them just take over their education like that. We're going to stand up and fight. We're going to stand up and fight for our kids. So parents, I'm asking you to rise up. Stand up, show up, and speak up, because we, the parents, are fed up, and we are going to take it all back. Thank you guys again. My name is Alecia Vaught. God bless you.